Don't you guys just love great entertainment, great television? Let's talk House of the Dragon episode 2. I mean, this picks up right after the horrific events at the end of episode 1, and it really captures the chaos of the situation and the tragedy with Prince or with King Aegon, Alicent, Rhaenyra, Daemon being in conflict and kind of denial with what his he's the one who put these actions into motion. He's the one who got the wheel turning and created this chaos, and you see his perspective, and then Rhaenyra losing his trust in him. And I just want to give an applause to how well this was acted from the beginning to the end. We will get there. This is spoilers. We are going to talk about the absolute beautiful but also tragic ending to episode 2. But I first want to give props to the cast. I mean, the guy who portrayed, what is his name? King Aegon. Let me look him on IMDb. Tom Glenn Carney, dude. He really does a great job portraying the emotions of a father of losing their heir, their firstborn son, just the pure tragedy of the situation. And I mean, how I can only imagine, dude, if somebody were to harm my son, and just to see this guy put everything out onto the screen and really make you feel for him. Yes, he's clearly spiraling out of control. He's going down a bad path. You see him with his really not harsh, but sudden, and he's not really thinking straight right now, and he's acting on emotions with him naming Sir Criston Cole's twisted ass hand of the king and pushing Sir Otto out of it. And he's not handling well, and no father would. But I mean, gosh, man, he did a great job really showing those emotions and making you feel for him. And it's going to be interesting to see this villain arc take place, because you do feel bad for him. You have a villain where you understand where he's coming from, why he's acting this way. And it's just going to be a lot of fun to watch him spiral out of control, and then to have twisted Sir Criston Cole right in his corner being this. There's a moment when the people are cleaning out the room where the act happened, where the prince was, and you kind of you see him have feelings and feeling at fault, because he really is, because he was in Pound Town with Alicent. But you kind of see a human reaction from him, and then right after that he goes to just tricking Lord Eric, or the Kingsguard Lord Eric, or what, Eric, one of the twins, and putting him on this fool's gold mission, this impossible mission to go slay Rhaenyra in I think they're in Dragon's Keep. I can't remember what castle Rhaenyra's at, but to send him on this basically I can't say that word. This mission, this unsuccessful mission. I'm trying to find a word that I can use, but sending him on this mission that he will not succeed. He will not succeed. It will surely lead to his death, and he knows that, but he is honorable, and he does what his Lord Commander commands. And, oh God, Sir Criston Cole. I'm really excited to see where that relationship with Alicent goes, because at the end of this, I mean, you see Alicent just slapping the shit, like, you fucking get my dad demoted and stuff, and yeah, they're weird. They're weird. They are very, very weird, and they're just, I don't want to say it reminds me of Cersei and Jaime, because it was a very toxic relationship. It was a bad relationship, but they were so just connected, and it's going to end bad. You know it's going to end bad. If you know the story, it's going to end bad. It's going to end bad. What else? I don't know how you're not a fan of the early Game of Thrones, at least, and I don't know how you're not a fan of this show. But there's one thing I think we can universally agree on with Game of Thrones, with House of the Dragon. It always looks so damn beautiful. I said this in my Acolyte trailer. I don't know where their money goes. I don't know where their budget goes. But you cannot deny how gorgeous these episodes always look. And yes, they're going to the physical place. They're not standing in front of a green screen. They have special effects. I'm sure they add stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it just, God, man, I love the world of Westeros. I really do. It reminds me of some of those early shots with Lord of the Rings. It's really breathtaking, and it really gets you to you just feel like you're in Westeros. There's nothing taking you out of it. And this episode is just a banger from start to end. I mean, let's talk about Big spoiler alert. The twin showdown, honor versus honor, brotherly love, like they said in the whatever prologue talking about the episode. I mean, good God. How much emotion was in that fight between the brothers? How suspenseful. And the ending, man. They go out together, essentially. They go out together. It was beautiful. It was sad. It was tragic. I really liked those two guys. I thought they were going to have, I mean, I have a hard time avoiding spoilers. So I haven't read the House of Fire and Blood, I think the book's called. I'm not exactly sure, but I haven't read it. But I've done my research. I have the history book of Westeros in my living room. I know a little bit of the Targaryen history. I didn't know anything about this fight. I really thought these guys were going to be big players, and it's a bummer to see them go because they're really enjoyable characters. One of the few you can really root for in the show. I mean, that's one of my critiques. There's not a Jon Snow. There's not a Stark family you can root for. You know that usually will typically do the right thing, and you know they're going to be solid stand-up characters. It almost seems like everybody's a piece of shit, selfish asshole in this. But hey, that's what makes Game of Thrones so special. The backstabbing, the plotting against each other, behind each other's backs. I mean, it is Game of Thrones. It really is. And you can start to see that wheel start spinning. You know that wheel Daenerys wanted to break? Well, this is prime time action. We got these families plotting against each other, different branches of the same family, I guess. You got the High Towers. I'm sure it's good. God, I love Game of Thrones. I love this world. I wish George R. R. Martin would finish the fucking books so I can get the ending we all deserve. But, that will never happen. He's got all these show deals, these movie deals. He's too busy trying to finish all these other side stories to get fucking George R. R. Martin. But damn, good episode. It's so nice ending my week. I'm working 8 days in a row, so my week's not really ended. I'm about halfway through it. But calendar-wise, going into Monday, hopefully my buddies at work watch the episode and we just talk about it, man, because that's one of my favorite parts. I know people bitch and moan about these weekly releases, but I love it. I can't stand, I'll binge just like anybody else. If you release all 10 episodes, give me a day. Give me a shift at work. You know what I'm saying? I will watch it. But I love the idea of weekly releases, and it gives you that whole week to just talk about it, watch videos, watch theories, watch whatever, dude, just to really dive into it. And I guess that's one good thing Star Wars does, right? Gives everybody a week to bitch and moan and just say all the stuff they didn't like about the episode. But woo! House of the Dragon episode 2, amazing storytelling. Once again, amazing acting. I mean, Disney, what are we doing? I know you got money. Why can't you find these? I ain't never heard of half this cast in the House of Dragon, and golly, can they act, man. Everyone, side character. I mean, the Alan and, oh my gosh, the pirate who the king, or what, I forgot what his name is, but saves him, saves him from drowning in the water, and he, blah, 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 blah. Even those guys, even side actors, even Cheese and Rat, or the rat catcher, everybody can act. We got lead characters in Star Wars that they don't look like they know what they're doing. You got the budget. I'm sure you got, well, I don't know if you're just looking for, I don't know. We're not going down that rabbit hole. Star Wars, come on. Pick it up with at least the acting. I mean, the storytelling's too far gone, but you can't find any of these decent actors and actresses. Game of Thrones, nobody heard of Kit Harington, Richard Madden, Emilia Clarke, Maisie Williams, Sophie Turner. Ain't nobody heard of them. Yeah, sure, Lena Headey maybe, and Peter Dinklage and Sean Bean, but come on. These young pups took over the show and led it to what it eventually, to greatness, and then no part on their fault. We all know how it ended. Woo! House of Dragon episode 2. If you like this video, please leave a like down below, comment. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and if you're interested in future content, please subscribe. Deuces.